What up, Diddy?
Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
The reason I'm shorter today is because I'm sitting in the hole, the crater of a broken bed. I was rewatching the last episode and I think I said Yosemite several times, and I feel like it's probably not. I think it's probably pronounced Yosemite. I was definitely saying Yosemite. What up, fam? Welcome to the third episode of our new vlog series, coming to you from Redding, California today.
Surprise, surprise.
I think we'll try to keep this one short. There's a lot to process from this week. I don't know that we've done all that processing yet, so
Right.
maybe more information down the road in further episodes, and maybe just further information in personal conversations.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like this week was just as much, what's the word?
Confirmation?
No. That's a great word, but not at all what I was talking
Oh.
about. Just as much as last week was characterized by questions, this week was characterized by answers. Somewhere like close to Yosemite, like right outside of Yosemite. And we just left our little cabin where we've had a dope weekend stay. Really amazing time for a lot of reasons. A lot of answers kind of falling together and all those things. It's been like 70s and sunny most days. We headed toward Yosemite this morning and have been driving up into the mountains maybe 20-30 minutes, and the temperature has dropped. Looks like 10 degrees now in the last half an hour, 20 minutes. And right now it's not actually snowing, but it was snowing aggressively a few minutes ago. So the weather's turned shitty. And it seems like maybe that's not where we're supposed to go today. So we are currently pulled off on the side of the road in a really beautiful spot and are recalculating, as they say. It's easier when there's like a very strong direction to go. But after the last 2 weeks, this is so routine at this point. I don't feel uncomfortable at all. I'm just like, but which direction do I drive? Do I stay sitting? How long should I stay sitting here? But there's like no anxiety involved in it, which is nice and different than a month ago. If I was in the same spot.
And then Will felt like we should go to Redding, just out of nowhere, just like, we should drive up to Redding, I feel like. And I didn't have anything else, so we started driving up to Redding. It was the middle of the week, so we're like, why would we go to Redding? Because Bethel is at least the only thing in my mind that's in Redding. It's a pretty town, but other than that, there's nothing else to do in Redding. I don't even know if they have middle of the week church services. And so we're driving a little bit down the road, and Anna is great at navigating websites, and in search for a church service, ends up going to their events page and finds out there's a prophetic conference that starts the next day.
And we're like, there's a conference on prophecy going on this week. It starts tomorrow at 3 p.m. And it seems like that's where we're supposed to be going. From where we pulled off on the side of the road, we were about 5 hours from Redding. So we're going to drive to Redding tonight, get there tonight, and I think we're going to spend this whole week at a prophetic conference at Bethel. It's such a positive thing and so timely in terms of like where we are and where we've been and like what we've worked through. And I feel like it only just reinforces you can't mess up what's meant for you. That whole like idea. Nebulous, free flow, spiritual stuff. That's so good.
Weird.
So then we spent 3 days at the Bethel Prophetic Conference. Legitimately, we'll listen back to that audio 40 million times and probably recommend it to whoever's watching this. Just get ready for me to be like texting you chunks of it. I'll just like send you, hey, you need to listen to this. So if you're watching this, just be ready.
And so we spent this week in Redding, California, staying at a dope-ass hotel, going to a prophetic conference at Bethel in the overflow room. First 2 days was absolutely wonderful, and the spirit was moving, and we just felt like so confident this is exactly where we're supposed to be. And the third day, they did a prophecy session, and
one of the leaders came into the overflow room, pulled us out, and brought us over to the main room.
She's like, I'm supposed to come and get somebody who's highlighted to me, and so she came in and grabbed us.
Some of the leaders there prophesied over us. I haven't really processed all of those things, so I don't think I'm going to share like too many of the specifics. It was just very positive.
And like specific.
So
like
good.
One person was speaking, and then another person started speaking, and the second person was literally pinpointing things that I have been working through with Jesus for the last 6 months.
And then they had us sit in the front row with all the speakers and leaders of the conference for the rest of the conference. You said it really well, but
I don't remember what I said, but just like as a declaration of agreement with our roles as leaders. that had just been like verbalized over us.
Yeah. So that was amazing. I don't know how to process it all. I don't know how I would share it like in a sit down talk to a camera type of way.
No.
If I come up with good ways to share more of that, I would love to do that.
But we should all talk face to face in person because there's just so much good to talk. There's just much more to say.
If anyone watches this video and would like to talk more about it, would love to talk more about it. I don't think this video is this bad for it, but this is high-end, high-quality hotel laundry. I definitely thought I brought 3 months worth of clothes, and that algorithm included the washing machine. That's disgusting. See that?
That's really dirty.
It's really gross. We are at a hotel in Redding, California. Came here on a whim/spiritual meeting. We are 2 weeks into a extended road trip / traveling situation, and I've run out of clean clothes. I ran out of clean clothes a while ago, but I've been piecing things together. Now it's just tied in the bathtub time. Trip situation is definitely on a longer timeline than initially anticipated, but this week, the job stuff finally came together this week. So that's a very positive thing. Logistics, so it took way longer than it needed to, but signed a contract today for a travel nursing job. Finished recording last week's episode, interview situation. Almost immediately after, I got a job offer from a hospital in a town that I did not want to go to in Oregon. And it seemed like an amazing opportunity in terms of all the logistical parts of what I wanted, except it really didn't seem like the right place. A few minutes after that, then I called a job that had reached out to me but I hadn't heard back from that was more like something I wanted to work at. It was kind of a long story, but they had actually sent me a job offer and it had gotten caught up in the grapevine and it hadn't actually gotten through to me. But positive end of that story was that it actually was in play and I was able to decline the one that didn't feel like the right thing, etc., etc., etc.
Literally at the last hour, we felt like we would either have to take this job that was not the right thing, and then kind of just in like trusting your gut, you called the other place and we found out through that he had an offer waiting for him.
I didn't get any information through the avenues I was supposed to. I ended up going around and calling the actual facility itself back, and they said, oh yeah, we sent you an offer, so then I had to go track that down. That's a different story. So then during the week there was some contract negotiations, and then I took a long time, unnecessarily long, but everything went fine. And as of yesterday morning, that I signed my contract.
No, I think it was
2 days.
I think it was 2 days ago.
So 2 days ago, I finally signed a contract for a travel nursing gig in a beautiful little spot in Oregon. I have people around the area that I know. It's gonna be dope. I'm excited. Yeah. I'm so excited. I'm excited to have something on paper.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how romantic is it to do laundry in the bathtub?
I feel like it depends on what you're talking about romantic. In a very poetic sense, all honesty and intimacy is romantic.
I've never heard that before. That's sexy as hell.
So, in that sense of the word, this is a fairly romantic thing because it's definitely intimate and it's definitely honest. However, in the rose petals and champagne version of romantic, a low on the totem pole. There's 2 cities in Oregon that are very similar names, apparently even more similar to my brain, but it's literally only a letter difference. But I mistook one for the other because I had been submitted for jobs in those 2 cities at the same time, and the information was all in the same text, and I literally thought it was the same city. I thought it was 2 hospitals in the same city, which would be dumb. I don't know why there would be 2 critical access hospitals in these small cities. But anyway, I literally almost accepted the contract thinking it was a different city, but then found out that it was a city that I wasn't expecting that was actually, in my mind, like an upgrade to the original city, and it was just an incredible experience. What's next from here, Betty?
No idea.
Continental breakfast downstairs. And
That's
then
right.
after that, I have no idea. We don't even know where we're going. I'm just trying to think of a way to wrap it up.
Yeah. And so next time, we'll see you on another episode of the Trip Clips episodes of the places that we've been.
That's how you do it if you're doing trip clips.
That's right.
Sayonara, bitches.
It's like really funny to me to think about how literally yesterday we were like, well, do we have a job or do we go home or what are we supposed to do? And then the job gets like magically sorted out through all kinds of like emotional tension, and then suddenly it just like unfolds before us. And then today it's like, okay, we have it all sorted out, but we have 6 weeks of who knows what, and where are we supposed to go, and oh, Yosemite seems good, and then, oh, nope, that's a snowstorm, Yosemite is not the right place. Okay, Jesus, what's next? And then Jesus is like, Redding. And they're like, okay, we'll go to Redding. And then we're like, I wonder what's in Redding. And like, a conference about everything we've been doing and learning for the past. Okay. I'm excited. I'm amped.
That's the one.